Waiting on some people to get in here, and we'll start this live stream. Ta 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 ta. Dee dee dee. Did you get a notification, or do you know? Can you do it from the other side?
I can, but I can't see you good.
Not if the phone's right there. Silly goose. There's not a single soul in here. I hope I put it on. I mean, I did. I clicked. Unless the settings didn't go back.
What?
There it took a minute. Took a minute for some people to get in here. Sometimes when you start these bad boys, when you start a YouTube live stream, you have to make sure to put that it's public. If not, it automatically goes on unlisted, so no one's going to be in your live stream. Put like in a podcast, they always have sponsored products in screen.
That one.
We're out of contract right here, right now with Blaster. Should I put this here?
No, move it back.
Okay, my bad.
Move that.
All right, what is happening, everybody? We got some people from Arkansas, Ohio. We got some more people coming in. So once some people come in, we'll officially start. I hope everybody had a good Sunday. We had a pretty lazy Sunday after a little bit of a busy weekend. We had to go up to a college for my daughter. So that was pretty cool. Seeing the place that I never got to go, you know what I mean? But it was a good time. We got Virginia. So far, Ohio, Arkansas, and Virginia. Nathan's working on his 212. Yeah, you can. Yeah. I'm sure everybody didn't know you could use normal features on a camera on a live stream. Sorry. She's gonna hit me after this live stream. She's gonna hit me hard right in the face. So what and what can? Well, I'm reading the question right now. So one guy's asking real quick, and so I'm going to answer a couple questions. Then we'll talk about some projects that's going on and like kind of the behind the scenes of how stuff works doing YouTube. For me, it's different for everybody, of course. Everybody has their own ways of doing stuff. But Ashley says, so I have a Clone 196. I have a Nibby 22 carb, 20-pound valve springs. What would you recommend? It has a billet flywheel, no governor, and a header. Never mind, because that's a dead end question. I don't know what you're talking about. Georgia's in here. So real quick, hope everybody had a great Sunday. Again, we had a pretty lazy Sunday because we was gone all day Saturday, Friday night and Saturday, because we went up to my daughter's college that she'll be going into after this senior year's over with. And it was really cool just to see, you know, how colleges are laid out. I never got to go to college, so it was a cool experience, and it's a cool experience to be able to send my daughter to college. It's pretty cool. She's going for civil engineering, so I hope she makes a big difference in the world. She's a very driven and smart girl, so I know she's going to do some awesome things in life, in her career. Very proud of her. Couldn't ask for a better daughter, for sure. But so on tonight's live stream, we're going to go over what projects are going on right now. Like what, of course, we have thousands of projects, you know, a lot of undone stuff. I'm filming 2 cameras, by the way. See me looking back and forth. But with several projects, there's only 4 to 5 that we focus on at one time. A lot of times you'll run out of parts. You have to order parts. Sometimes you don't want to spend the money for parts, so you sideline a project because you know, I don't necessarily chase views, which I probably should because I'm on YouTube and Instagram and all social media. It would be smart to chase stuff that gets views, but I like to chase stuff I'm passionate about. Probably a dumb idea financially. So we keep projects, right now we're focused on getting as much content out that'll get the most views. Not necessarily, just what I want to do, if that makes any sense. So in a minute, we'll walk around and show what's in the garage right now and kind of talk about where we're at with projects and the plan for stuff. So, do you think I should answer some questions first?
I mean, you have a lot on here, bro.
Okay. We're going to answer a handful of questions and we'll talk about some of the projects. What do you got? We'll answer off. What are you on, TikTok? We're going to answer a few questions off TikTok and then I'll go to answer questions on here. So give me a minute. I'm going to scroll through once I start answering reading questions. So I wouldn't put too many right now, if you know what I mean.
This guy said I need help with timing my motor.
Cool. So someone on TikTok is asking they need help timing their motor. I'm assuming, I don't know what exactly he means by that, but one way you make sure your engine's in time is the cam. Of course, the dot on the cam and the crank, those have to be aligned or your valves are going to open. You know, you could have valve to piston contact and you don't want that. Another way you can time your engine is with the flywheel. You can get an offset key to retard or advance the timing. And you can also run no timing key, and you can use a timing wheel, and you can time it that way, and you can use timing lights and stuff on them. So I don't know what his question exactly was, what he was needing to know, but that's one thing is make sure your cam's in time. And if your flywheel key's in, then the engine, as long as you got everything set up right, it's going to run very well at that timing, whether it's a billet flywheel or a stock. Billet has more timing than a stock flywheel does. I'm going to read one real quick on here. Someone said, what do you think a stock, what a safe RPM for a stock 301?
That's funny. He said the same thing on here. He's
Okay.
double watching.
Okay, M1 grand, 419.
Yeah.
Okay, so M1 grand asked, what is a safe RPM of a stock 301? So the issue with being on social media as an influencer, that horrible word, is you don't want to say anything, you know, because you don't want to be liable for anybody's injuries. But to put it this way, stock racing go-karts, they run stock like a Ghost. A Ghost will rev to 6,000 RPMs, and Harbor Freight deemed it safe. Harbor Freight must did a lot of research to deem it safe because, of course, they got a lot of money riding on this. Someone could sue Harbor Freight for a lot of money. So I would say you're always running the risk of breaking a flywheel because they can get hairline fractures in them and they can shatter. You can sling the magnet off, which we have a big block sitting right outside that one of my friends built, and the magnet flew off and almost took out his arm. So maybe 5,000 RPM, but I'm not going to say a guarantee or anything. Just be careful and check over your flywheel often and see if anything's failing, like the magnet coming off, because it's very crudely screwed and glued to the flywheel. And, you know, the more you rev it up, the more centrifugal forces happen against that magnet, which is going to make it want to sling off. So, you got one?
Do you oil the outside of the seal to make it easier to install on a billet side cover?
I just put it in dry, the rubber seal, no pun intended. But I've never needed to, but you can. It's not going to hurt it to put a little bit of lube on it. When you get a billet flywheel, it has two inside bearings and it has an outside seal to seal on the crankshaft. The guy or the girl is asking, do you lube it to put it on? Just be careful, don't bend it, because there is metal inside there that can bend, but I don't normally.
When will the Turbo 670 be done?
No clue. A couple weeks probably. Someone asked, when will the Turbo 670 be done? We're going to talk about it, show you guys where it's at right now, because as you're seeing the shorts come out, normally we're editing day of or we're 1 day ahead. Sometimes when you come up with a project, once all the parts get here, you just start it and you don't want to wait. Like, I'm very antsy. I want you guys to see what we're doing. Sometimes that can bite you though. Like with the turbo build, people want to see it done, but it takes time to get it done. And we also have sponsors that we have to fulfill contracts with. And that's the only way we're able to do this career is you have to have sponsors to help support the channel, and you have to do certain videos that pertain to their products. So that's why you don't see, we've talked about this 100 times in the past. That's why you don't see, you know, what is it, like Upstart and stuff, all these other random things. I try to keep everything relatable to what we're doing, like Blaster and Small Engine Warehouse and EC carburetors. We really try hard. we pass up on a lot of money to not show you guys bull crap, like Clash of Clans and World of Tanks and all that junk. I don't play that stuff as a real human being, so I'm not going to push it to you guys, and it's not relatable. I'm trying to get you guys out of the house working on stuff. Why would I get you back in there playing an app on your phone? And then Upstart is like saves you money at the pump and stuff. I don't use it, so I don't know if it actually saves you money. I'd have to use it for months to know if it actually works to be able to promote it. We had a company that wanted to send us like MRE type freeze dried food, which I'm into like light prepping. I think it's fun. I don't think the world's ending tomorrow or anything, but I think that stuff's fun. And I was like, yeah, we would love to get a partnership. And it was a commission-based thing. They was like, okay, well, we can get a contract over. And I'm like, well, will you send product? They was like, no, you can just talk about it. I'm like, well, I'm not doing that, because how am I going to promote something I've never, for one, even seen, tasted, experienced at all? That's crazy to me. But they did not want to send product for me. Maybe their food sucks. I don't know. They was like, nah, if you try it, you won't want to promote it. Nah, you just talk about it. But someone said Snap-on is the next sponsor. Honest to goodness, I would not take Snap-on as a sponsor. I think they're overpriced for what they are. And a lot of their stuff is Chinese stuff. I know some people get mad for me saying that, but there's people out there proving it every day. They'll show you the exact item, with the same model number on it from China that Snap-on's selling. I just think it's crazy. My buddy was over with a pair of Nipix pliers the other day. He paid $65 for them off a tool truck. I'd paid $35 off of Amazon for the same Nipix brand pliers. And he was like, are you kidding me? Those things are $35? And I was like, yeah, you never buy off a tool truck. He was like, yeah, but it's convenient. I don't know. 2-day shipping's pretty convenient and saving, 50% of my money. You got one? Miss Redbeard?
Someone said, do you plan to do anything with the 212 Ghost anytime soon?
Someone asked if we're going to do anything with the 212 Ghost anytime soon. Probably not. We've done everything you can do with that engine. It's kind of like beating a dead horse at this point. We've stroked it. We've did like a full crazy build on it. We did every level on it that I feel like needs to be shown on the channel. So I don't want to repeat content, but we have a lot of stuff you can go watch if you haven't seen it. Like I said, we built it into a stroker. That's the best, power you're going to get out of that engine and stuff. So no, I don't think we'll be doing anything else with a Ghost anytime soon.
On the YouTube channels where the video is.
Yeah, on the Redbeard's Garage YouTube channel is what we're referring to.
What is the best tool brand, do you think?
I don't know. There's so much, like when I turned 18 and me and Becca got married, we've been married 19 years this year. It's wild. We're almost dead. But when we got married, I went and bought my first batch of tools, like other than a little clamshell toolbox. And I went to Harbor Freight, and back then Harbor Freight was straight trash. And I still have some of those tools. I have quite a few of them actually that I've had for 18 years now. It's pretty wild. But I went and spent like $200 or $300 in Harbor Freight, which got a lot of tools. Then I went over to Northern Tool and bought tools. And back then Craftsman was still, like Sears was still a thing. I ordered from Sears bags of socket. It was a mechanic, like, I don't know, it was like a 600 or 700 piece tool set. But it came in literally like Ziploc bags with oil in them to keep the sockets from getting any corrosion. Came with a bunch of ratchets, screwdrivers. I spent a lot on that set because I wanted Craftsman. I grew up as Craftsman was the brand to have. In reality, Craftsman was the working man's brand. Working man's brand, and Matco, Mac, and Snap-on was the, the sought after brand that, people that I hung around with couldn't afford. So we bought all those tools. I still have my original toolbox, which if you can see behind me, the gray little toolbox is a Craftsman Evolve I bought from Kmart for $109. And that was the lower class Craftsman, no ball bearing drawers or anything. That was my first toolbox I ever bought. Anyway, so now the problem is you have so many different, I think it's impossible to say there's one good tool brand, because I think like in power tools, Hercules is what you should be spending your money on. It's the most affordable, but the only thing with Hercules, they're not going to meet everybody's standards for what they're going to need, because Milwaukee, of course, being the giant they are, they have way more tools, but their prices are outrageous. Hercules is a very good 9, where Milwaukee's a 10 in their tools. So it's hard to say that. I don't know. I go to Harbor Freight for most of my stuff, honestly, and Amazon is. I go honestly, it's Amazon Harbor Freight. That's where I buy most of my tools, unless it's something I would want quality. Which, I mean, I bought Milwaukee wrenches, and those are my favorite wrenches. They're worth the money, even though I think they're overpriced, but they're very comfortable in the hand. When you're cranking on a wrench, it hurts your hands if they're sharp. Like my original set I bought from Northern Tool was sharp edged. It was really close to what a Craftsman wrench is like, the old school Craftsman made in America ones, and they would hurt if you're really working with them a lot. That was a long drawn out thing, but um, I think Harbor Freight is the place to go in Amazon, to be honest. I'm going to read a question off here. Any diesels planned in the future? Yes, we have the 3-cylinder Kubota diesel. So what happened with that project is we put it on a deuce frame, and it was going to be just a 2-wheel drive deuce with a 3-cylinder Kubota. Let's put that other impact out. You're sitting with it. But the problem with it was we had a CVT on it, and I went to one of our meetups, and someone had a side-by-side, same setup basically we was building just on a stock Kubota side-by-side, and it was the most boring looking thing ever. And at the time, I couldn't find much information on how to build that diesel to a higher revving machine. So what I've determined is that diesel needs a transmission, so I have a 5-speed Harley-Davidson Sportster transmission that's going to go behind it. Which will give us gears, and that's important because the diesel doesn't rev as high, and we found out we can make it rev to 6,000 RPMs. So what we're going to do is I think it would be best to put it on I don't know what type of vehicle, I haven't decided yet, but we're going to do billet rods, a better fuel system, and either a single or a compound turbo setup on it, and like quadruple the horsepower out of it. So yes, the Kubota diesel's coming back.
Someone's in a goat and a peanut and a squirrel and a lightning bolt.
I always say TikTok's the weirdest thing. They'll put like hats on me and stuff. It's like, okay, this is weird. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Just received a peanut. We appreciate it though.
Heart and ice cream cone and cake.
It's like, it makes absolutely no sense. No rhyme or reason to it. But we quit that project because I was done with deuces. I have 2 deuce chassis outside I would love for someone to buy for absolutely dirt cheap. But they have nothing on them. They're literally just a skeleton of a chassis. And if no one, reaches out and wants them, we're going to unfortunately scrap them when we do our next scrap run because we got a ton of stuff to scrap, like a lot. Me and Redbeard cleaned some house this week and sold a bunch of projects, and we got a lot more.
You said Redbeard. Me and Redbeard.
Me and Miss Redbeard. Did I not say Miss?
No.
Pretty sure I said Miss. But we sold 4 projects, half of a 5th one because we sold the swing arm off of it. We sold a truck, sold a stump grinder. We got rid of a lot of stuff, and there's a lot more to go through. So we're trying to clean house and just kind of regroup. It's like spring cleaning for a shop. So is it a good idea to run a 34 round slide carb on a 670 with stock internals? It'll do pretty good. Just upgrade the valve springs because you're going to have to remove the governor. I wouldn't hold it on the rev, like hold it at $6,000 or anything. But I mean, we've ran one at our last meetup. It just had a 34 millimeter Mikuni and an upgraded valve springs and an exhaust on it. It did great. Someone's asking whatever happened with the charging system with the ECU and high rev and flywheel. We got one, was going to partner with the guy, but I just didn't, I don't know. I didn't like the whole deal or anything. We have it still, but I don't know.
Questionable situation.
It was a questionable situation, and it's like it's needed because charging systems are the biggest thing. But what sucks is to get a charging system, you have to put all this other junk on your engine. So there's in the works a flywheel coming out that'll retain your factory charging system, but it's still high RPM. You don't have to switch over to CDI. CDI is cool, but it's also brings on headache because you have more parts that can fail. You have more stuff you have to explain and spoon feed people that's buying it. And I don't mean that as an insult. I'm just saying when you're selling something or pushing something, then I have to be the funnel of information for everybody. So to partner with this guy who's sourced these parts from China, then I'm like, we have to get paid to do stuff. You know what I mean? This is our full job. and there's no clear view of how we can benefit from it, if that makes any sense. That seems very, like, I know from you guys not understanding the business side of it, it could seem like I'm greedy or whatever, but I support my family from this business. So it's very important that we can make a living from it, obviously, or we can't do this.
But you do your job well too. It's not like he's doing
Yeah.
something for.
Like, we do very good at marketing on our channel, and we like to support products that we really use in our shop and we really like. And if you guys want to support those, that helps us out. So this whole deal with the charging system, I just don't know about it, and it just don't feel right as a business deal. So we haven't pushed it any, if that makes any sense.
This guy said, please post 10 videos a day, bro. You entertain me so much.
I would die. That's impossible, honestly.
Old videos and make them.
Yeah, the plan is to take old videos and make them into shorts, take even older videos, re-edit them to take out, like, just to re-edit them with a fresh view from now and repost them, like stuff that didn't perform back in the day because we were small. We can re-edit that stuff and repost it as a flashback Friday or something, and do that every Friday. But you got to think that takes a lot of time, and I'm already by the skin of my freaking teeth because now we're focusing on shorts first and then long format videos. We're never going to stop doing long format videos, meaning YouTube videos, but we have to just do what people want, and that's shorts. Yeah, we have to adjust for the times. And I was late to adjust for the times because I'm like an old grumpy man. You know, I was used to doing YouTube, and then like we would just put out once or twice a week what we was doing on social media. Now it's the complete opposite. You need to push all your time and energy into TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and then YouTube is the final result of all that, like where all the overflow comes together and comes to an actual video. So that's how we're doing it now. So with the turbo build, the day we started it, we made 3 videos. It took, a 9 or 10 hour day, and we made 3 videos. I edited them all and had them completely done. So Miss Redbeard had three days worth of content to post. So then you think, okay, I'm 3 days ahead. Well, that quickly we caught back up to that. And then we was like, now I have nothing to post tomorrow that that's relatable to what we're doing. So I have to make sure I get up and be as productive as possible. I have like 70% of a video, but I need the last little bit, and I don't have the pieces to finish it because I'm still figuring out everything on this thing. So that's where you run into problems with, but I would love to post 10 videos a day. It's just very hard. We're at the stage we should.
Your enthusiasm, though.
Yeah, I'm not complaining or anything. We're at the point it's one of those danged if you do, danged if you don't situations. Like, we need to hire a full-time editor, but to do that is, we're in a very small town. It isn't like we're in a big city where there's a lot of potential talent. Then you're letting someone into your closest part of your life, which is around your family. Our shop is at our home and stuff. So it's like a trust thing. I don't want people seeing, someone being inside, they can see. I feel like John got robbed that time that he posted from someone that had worked with him. That's the fears of that, But, we just got to figure out this life, I'm going to answer this question real quick because they put it a bunch. Ashley, I have a clone. Okay. No idea what cam. It has a racing motor. I need a recommendation on what cam. I would go with a 265. My favorite is 265 Bonsai cam from EC. It's very easy on the valve train, makes good power. That's what I'd go with that particular build. Another one I've seen a lot. I love your videos. You should have more mods that are educated in small engines to help answer messages it might miss. I know it's got to be hard keeping up with so many viewers. Yeah, I think I know what he's saying. Like, we need to make shorts that answer like how to put a billet rod in like as few parts as possible. So if people's like, how do I put a billet rod in, instead of sending them to a long video that's building an entire engine, they can see this one process of putting a billet rod in. The problem is when I'm making a build video, like to take that from a build video, we're doing multiple mods at once. So I need to mod a stock engine, you know what I mean, to show them like, if you only want to put a billet rod in a stock engine, don't know why you do that, but this is how you do it. So you got one?
We're dropping people like flies.
Amen, brother. No, we will never be at a GPS event ever again. Like, we do not associate ourselves with GPS. We get asked if we're going to the races a lot and stuff. I know it's unfortunate. We used to have a good time meeting you guys down there, but we don't affiliate with them whatsoever. So, no, we'll never be at another GPS thing ever again.
Is a 28 millimeter Mikuni okay on a 3225 ported shredder head?
A what size was the first?
32-25.
No, the carb.
28 millimeter.
I mean, yeah, it would be all right. I mean, you normally look at your intake valve. You got a 32, you said 32, right? Intake valve? Yeah, that should be okay. It's just you better have a good, I'm assuming you got a race head because it should be ported for that valve and stuff, but it should do pretty good as long as you get it jetted out right. The guy was like, you don't have to spam the comment section. He was like, oh, I watch mods or streamers and it's old habits. I spam the messages. You know, like when they're watching streamers. There's I understand. I mean, I don't watch streamers, but would there be a horsepower difference in the dyno from a bully clutch from a modified torque converter? Probably. We've never done a torque converter versus a clutch. I need to see, I mean, we just need to slap it on there and leave the same gearing because that's what you do with the clutch. I mean, really, if you was going from a clutch to a CVT, you'd normally gear accordingly, but yeah.
Is the North Star E420 engine good, or should I just go for a Predator?
Predator, because it's got proprietary like EFI on it. When it fails, good luck finding parts, and they're going to be expensive. Just did it to check what parts, and I'm literally thinking about taking the parts off and scrapping the engine because I wouldn't be able to sell it. Ashley, I answered your question earlier. It was a 265 Bonsai cam from EC Carburetors. Forerunner for life. I appreciate it. Someone said advice to a new YouTuber. I'm just starting a Yerf Dog 670 turbo build. Good lighting and don't waste people's time. Like, make sure you have a good quality video that's going to give them enough. Like, if I sit down and waste 10 minutes of my life on a video, I want to make sure that 10 minutes was well spent, because a lot of people I see just trash videos. It's just like, come on, man. You didn't even, like, don't just stand there and talk show what you're working on. And if you're wanting to talk, do a voiceover or something. But lighting is the best thing. That's why our videos look so good, is because we put so much lights in this garage. So that'd be my best, best advice. Forerunner for life. I know a guy that's a paintless dent repair. A guy I worked with at my old job. That's what he quit right before I quit the job to do, was paintless dent repair. It's a good career. You make a lot of good money. That dude did pretty well for himself. He works for himself and he don't have any employees, and he enjoys it quite a bit. You got one? So we have several projects going on at once. We're going to go over in a second to this Briggs engine. We built a Briggs. I swear to you, this engine's been going on for over a year. No joke. That's no exaggeration. Because we had to wait on some parts to get made for it that was going to be developed for sale, but they're not necessarily now. But we waited a long time on those parts, and then once we got it, we found out we don't have billet valve covers. So now we have no way to run the engine because I don't have like a CNC mill or anything. So I can't just, yeah, I'm gonna flip the camera. Okay, so there you go. All right, so this is a Briggs Model 23. It's a 23 horse Briggs and Scrap'em, and it's fully built. We did an ARC adjustable flywheel. We kept the stock coils. We have the heads ported and big valves put in it, stainless big valves, titanium retainers, and double valve springs. We have 1.5 ratio rockers, which are wild. We went up from, you know, your normal push rods, chromoly push rods for a 212 or 3/16 push rods. You can see how small they are compared to a big block push rod. The thickness, you go from 3/16 to a 1/4 inch. This engine normally comes, this is 2 small blocks put together, basically. So normally you'd use these valve or push rods, but since we're using such an aggressive valve train, we went up to a big block 1/4 inch push rods. So we got in our racing sent us the push rods. We cut them to length. So this has a cheetah cam in it. It has forged EC rods, flat top Briggs pistons, because this does not come with flat top pistons. It's at a 10.5 to 1 compression ratio. We've got 1.5 ratio rockers. I think we're getting like 360 lift out of it. We upgraded the starter because Briggs has absolute trash starters. So we found this other part number that's a very good starter. And for this higher compression, it's going to work. I have to build the exhaust. I've got my flanges made. I think I'm going to run this X pipe I've already made. We've got a bunch of exhaust parts. And I have the intake ported. I'm just literally waiting on valve covers because with these huge rockers, even if I got rid of this rib, I can't fit the valve covers. There's not enough physical room in there to fit them, and these valves are shut right now. So when they're open all the way, or when they're open, that means it's going to be pushing this side up and this side down. It needs even more room. So we have some billet ones getting made right now. This should make very good horsepower, around 40, I'm guessing, maybe a hair bit more. Should be a very good engine, but this engine was supposed to go on the Roquetta buggy, which is behind you. So if you want to spin that puppy around. But yeah, this is the Briggs. We have everything filmed. We just can't, we want to start it in the video, and that's what we're waiting on.
Someone sent you a bunch of roses.
Oh, thank you. You sweetheart. We have all this stuff set now for the turbo build. We have a switch panel, and then if you move on down, we have the fuel system, some of it, the fuel pump, the boost reference fuel pressure regulator, which means when it sees boost, it ups the fuel pressure to compensate for it. We have some random intercooler piping. I had to order some 45 bins because I ran out. All the couplers and stuff, some random. We have a set of gauges. So all that's for the turbo build, which is right here. So I'm gonna go over here so you can see. So basically the last video you guys seen was us build this stainless exhaust. So far I have almost all the intercooler done. This pipe is completely done and in there, welded out and everything. I have to make this pipe, and I need 245s. I didn't have any left over from the kit I bought. So I ordered those, and I have to make some type of snout that'll seal on this for the boost. And this is a very small lip and stuff. So I'm trying to figure out how, with an O-ring or something, that I can seal this and put, there's not enough just to put a 90-degree coupler on it because there's not enough lip. I don't think I'd ever be able to hold 15 pounds of boost if I wanted to run it. We're waiting on some flywheel parts because you can see our alternator has no belt on it because there's no pulley on the flywheel. This is kind of a mutt flywheel we're running on this thing. So I need to spend about $400 to finish the charging system and buy some billet fins for the flywheel. And we're waiting on these pipes to finish this. I need to fully weld stuff like all the steel. I need to pull this stuff off, wrap up the engine and weld this out. But that's what we're waiting on. I have to build a fuel tank this week for the fuel system. Then we can have all the fuel done. I found out, so this Holley EFI has a built-in fuel pressure regulator right here. We don't need that because we need to run a boost reference fuel pressure regulator. So I found out today by reading on Holley that I can take this apart and take the internals out of it. So it's just a pass-through. And I can put a fuel pressure regulator on it that will compensate. I'm gonna call Holley to make sure that's the way that works. But so yeah, there's wiring left to do, fuel tank, a few more charge pipes, weld out everything on the chassis, like all these tabs and stuff, and then this one's done. It's easier said than done, of course. So we try to work on this at least some a day, but then I have to stop to edit, answer emails, ship out items. We sell a lot of products on rbgcarts.com. That's another way if you guys want to support us. That's the best way to support us, is buying our parts, because we hand make most of them here in our shop. So we have to fulfill orders. Then of course I got family duties in the afternoon, but we try to work on this a little bit. If we're at a standstill, we're at a standstill. I move on to something else. We do have, if we move back over this bench.
You've been working on your truck this week.
Oh yeah, that was a nightmare. So we took a sponsorship, a partnership with ATS, which is a suspension company, to redo. I had a 2023 F-250. It was my dream truck, loved it, hated the payment on it. And it sat outside most of the time for 6 to 8 days at a time without being drove. So I finally got the idea because my friend had just done this. He sold all of his stuff, all of his payments, and he was like, I just didn't want anyone anymore. I wanted to buy an older vehicle. I was like, I want to do that. So I sold my truck and bought an Excursion, a V10 Excursion, because I always wanted one. Well, of course, with a 03, it needs some updating, and we're about to tow a camper to Florida. So I wanted to put all new suspension. So we got new Bilstein shocks, new leaf springs, new hardware from ATS, and partnered with them. And that has been the most nightmare job I've ever done in my entire life. We've spent about probably 20 hours maybe on it, maybe not that much, and we're not even halfway done. It's just a nightmare, having to cut stuff out of it. It's been rough. So that's half my week went to that. So you guys have been wanting us to do the road to horsepower on the Wildcat 460. It's on a buggy outside, but we have a lot of stuff over here for it. We have a big valve head from EC Carburetors with dual valve springs, titanium retainers. This is a non-ported head, so we're going to try this on the dyno non-ported, then we're going to port it up and see what power gains. We have some 1.2 ratio rockers to put in it, so that'll be one episode. Then we have a 34 PWK carb that has been blueprinted and stuff by EC that's going to go. We have a forged rod. This is all for the Wildcat 460. We have a forged rod. So we're going to do a full build out. You know, you'll get 4 to 5 episodes or so on this Wildcat build. We have to film this week. We have the billet head engine. This has been sitting over here forever. I need to order a 308 cam for this, and we can run it. I end up taking this side cover off when I put the pressurized oil system on the turbo build. I'm going to put this side cover on this engine. Not that, I mean, the ARC one's fine, but I do have this one sitting around, and I need to put a 308 cam because now we have 1.4 ratio rockers in this head. We should make the most power we ever made. This is a Tillotson 236. I wanted to use a 240, but we don't have a spare 240 right now to, you know, do this particular build on. So we're going to run this billet head and see if we can break 25 horsepower on the dyno. All right?
My arms are getting tired.
And then we're almost done here. And then we'll sit back down for a few minutes and then we'll end this puppy. This is just Holley parts, the wiring harnesses that come with the ECU and stuff. Very simple wiring. It might look intimidating to some people, but it's not. Very simple. So this was Blueberry's setup. We completely rebuilt it, if you remember that episode. I haven't filmed anything else on it because people don't really care about the normal builds anymore. They want to see wild stuff like the Turbo 670. So we're trying to think, do we even mess with filming much more of this? Do we just slap it back on the frame and call it a day? Or does people actually want to see it? That's what you have to look at with this. But we're scrapping the old Blueberry frame, and we got a frame that's just like it, that's in way better shape, that's 2-seater steel, that's actually a little wider. It almost looks identical, and we're gonna basically make it our new test Blueberry chassis. And then of course we got like lifts. We build our lifts in-house, we get our parts laser cut. We got big stacks of parts over there. You see all that tubing stacked up. That still needs final machine to make lift kits for Coleman's on over here. We just finished our first batch. These are kind of a prototype that we're selling because we're changing the plans a little bit, but we got spindles like we use on our buggies. All these are ready for sale. We just have to machine the brake rotors. That's a test brake rotor, and get these ready for sale. These will come on the website within the next week. I got to get rid of these because we got a new version coming in. They're exact same, but I'm using a different wheel hub on them. So the bolt has to be changed out. Nothing's wrong with these. They'll work perfectly fine. Can we try to clean? I clean the shop, I'd say 3 to 4 times a week. I'm very, like, this is dirty to me, even though I've swept and picked up stuff. It's just like you pull parts out, you end up not using half of them, so they sit around for a little bit. Any flat surface is a catch-all in here. So our bolt area ends up packing up. We've got bags of bolts down here. Those are my overflow. Manage and keep this area clean. But a lot of projects. So we're gonna go sit it down because Miss Redbeard's arm's gonna fall off. I'm gonna wipe the grease off my hands. So I'll get this one. You wanna go around me? Redbeard films in the nude, so I'm just kidding. So a lot of projects goes on, and this ain't even scratching the surface necessarily. Um, you have to have a ton of stuff going on, because what if something fails and you're waiting on a part, or whatever the case is, you have to have a backup plan basically. And I have 5 backup plans at all time, because I have to, because this is my job. We did not post a video the entire week this week on YouTube. We only posted one last week, one the week before. I don't even have a video to post this week, because that engine was supposed to be the 670. I have the full build of the engine, but the problem is a lot of people get mad when I put an engine build out and don't start it. And I haven't been able to start one of these engines because there's so many parts that's in the works of getting made and stuff. So, someone said they missed the Chinese turbo diesel dingo. I sold that. No, that frame's gone. It's been scrapped basically. I pulled the diesel off of it, but I needed to pull that diesel apart, because I've heard that a GY6 billet rod would fit in it. You can put heavier valve springs. You can mill it, like it had a ton of room for milling and stuff and porting it. We need to do a dyno video on that diesel and figure out how to make it make the most horsepower. That'd be pretty cool. So we'll see about doing that. You got a question? Okay. So someone said, does it help to vent the crankcase on a clone 196 at 6,700 RPMs? As long as you got the valve cover vented well, it's perfectly fine. You really only got to worry about venting when you're pushing a lot of RPMs, and even then, normally you're running one vent. They do the block to the valve cover to kind of equalize the pressure, but it equalizes the pressure. I mean, there's enough happening in there that it's going to work. So I wouldn't stress myself over it until you really get in the higher end builds. Any questions? Ms. Redbird? I got coffee this late.
What's the best mini bike frame for speed of 60?
I mean, any mini bike will do 60. I mean, okay. So that's really, what do you want? Do you want suspension? If you do, an MB200 is good. The new Coleman B200 RSV is. They're all pretty good. Dave says he misses a jump, the driveway jump at the OG shop. We do too. We were just talking, we need to build something like that here as soon as our Bobcat is back. It's another project you're about to see, is we put a 35 horse big block Briggs V-twin, the 1000cc V-twin on a Bobcat. We just have to get the hydraulics replaced, and they're a pain, and I don't have time to do them. So I'm paying a guy I know who's very affordable to do them for me. So we got to haul it over there. My truck's tore apart though, so I can't do it yet. Where's your old buddy at? He used to be in the old videos. So there used to be Braxton, which is my brother-in-law. He was the younger guy. Most people probably remember Braxton. Braxton's in college. He's graduating this year with a bachelor's in business. He's going to work for a sod farm. He's already been working at the sod farm for 4 years now. He's going to do sales and other stuff at the sod farm. He really enjoys that job. So Braxton's graduating college. He went to ETSU with a full ride for pitching in baseball. Very proud of Braxton. He's become a very good man, and it's awesome to be able to be a part of his life and see him grow. Then there's Daniel, used to work with me. I worked him for a little while. Daniel was kind of out of work back then. He was just doing odd jobs. That's what he wanted to do back then. And now he's found a job he really likes, doing maintenance on a chain of, not a chain, but several hotels. So and he's enjoying it a lot. He likes his bosses and stuff, and he's enjoying it. So that's where Daniel's at. Then Lonnie works with me a couple days here and there. He worked with me this week on my truck. Lonnie has a day job, and then he does odd jobs in between the day jobs, in between his day job. So Lonnie works with me. My brother used to work with me, and he's had 2 kids since then, since he worked with me. And he lives about 45 minutes from me, my brother does, and he works another 45 minutes from his house. So life just gets busy. People's, time change. Lonnie used to work for me 5 days a week, but now he has a family, 2 kids as well. And, people grow up, and move on. So that's where everybody, I think, there used to be Matthew. He was a bald guy with a beard, and he had a black beard on the channel. He moved down to Florida. So yeah, everybody's either just in a different stage of life or moved off. But we still, it's just me and Miss Redbeard out here, and then Lonnie, from time to time. Normally Lonnie works almost every week. Sometimes there's a week or two that he might not, maybe I don't have something. Like when we're doing these shorts, there's really nothing for Lonnie to do because I have to be really intentional on how I'm filming these videos, and there's really not enough room for two people to be in it. So, yeah. Are you doing any meetups in October? Did we do it in October last year? Yes, I'll be doing a meetup in October. We're going to do at least one a year. I'd like to do two, but with the way my life's going right now, I don't even have a vehicle. My vehicle's on jack stands. It's about to rain all week, but yes, we're going to do a meetup. I appreciate it, James. I appreciate your kind words.
Are 5.2 push rods good for champion rockers, or should I use 5.26?
I don't know. You'd have to measure. Honestly, there's so many different combinations. It's impossible for that and carb jetting. I always forget. Think I'd have it wrote down, but I don't. What you got?
Nico said, bro, I love watching you. I watch you every day, even in class. I build my mini bike off your videos.
I appreciate it, Nico. That's not skipping class out, but that's what we put our videos out there for. Someone said, what's your opinion on Manco Thunderbird frames? I can't remember. I can't remember which bike that is. I'm pretty sure it's a bike, but so I can't remember. Pull Hustler said, I bet you got 1 million vehicles now, throw a V-twin in a truck. We should. I have an old truck outside. We should power with a V-twin because I do have to pull the engine out of that particular truck. I was saying earlier, we sold 4 of our vehicles this week. We sold Gravy Bones. I know some people will be mad at that or wanted that, but we sold Gravy Bones to a guy in Chicago. He also bought the big block mini bike and my red MB200, the one that I've had forever, because it's time to part with some vehicles and, for one, bring more money into the shop for more builds, but also I just have way too much stuff. It's so much. I bought an F-150 last week or 2 weeks ago to use parts to fix up my black F-150. Very quickly decided I do not want to work on vehicles with already working on all this stuff. So I sold it for a profit though. So that worked out. Sold a stump grinder, and then we bought back I don't know if you guys remember, we did a swing arm on a golf cart, the gym car. We bought that golf cart from the guy that we did the build on. Then we immediately sold the swing arm off of it because we're doing a motorcycle engine on that chassis. So that's going to come up in, a month or so. We just got to get these bigger projects done. But we was able to move a lot of vehicles and projects and get them out of our life. And we're trying to do a lot more. Another Northern Illinois is in the house. You got a question? So we got about 10 minutes or so left on this live stream. We normally do it for an hour. I am getting tired.
Have you thought about messing with Kohler V-twins? Lots of power potential.
Yeah, Kohler V-twin is the best V-twin. We're about to get on the horn with Small Engine Warehouse to start planning some future videos. And a Kohler build is our next build. I say next build. So when this 670 is done and this Briggs, the next build after that is the 35 horse big block Briggs on Lonnie's buggy. The parts are being shipped to me right now to build it. And then after that, a Kohler build will be next. So yes, that's coming up very soon.
Do you still have that torque wrench? The one we tried to give away forever ago?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this kid said, I'm sorry, it might not be a kid. He said, would you trust an untorqued rod in a 212? I tightened it evenly until close to snapping.
I mean, no, I wouldn't, because what you consider tight might not be tight enough or too tight, because if you tighten a rod bolt too much, it'll stretch the bolts and make them actually weaker. So no, I would not do that. Harbor Freight has a 1/4 inch. That's not a 1/4 inch. That's not for.
Oh.
Harbor Freight has a 1/4 inch. Amazon sells a Tecton 1/4 inch torque wrench that is pretty affordable, and I highly recommend buying it because it would suck to break a rod bolt on $100+ rod over a $20-$30 torque wrench, not owning it. Someone asked a question, said, I really appreciate all the kind comments because I'm seeing a lot of them. I'm not ignoring them or anything. It's just a lot is coming through. First off, what's the best jack shaft size for a 670? 3/4 will work, especially if you don't have long spans that's not supported by bearings. If you can go with 1 inch, it's even better, but 3/4 is pretty good. If you can do 1 inch, I do 1 inch because bigger is always better. What's your favorite build? Probably this turbo build's been very fun. I'm very excited about it, and it's been very fun. If you're talking about chassis, the SEMA buggy was very fun because it was very challenging because I didn't have a lot of time, and it's the best thing, like, quality I've ever built. Like, my quality was poured into that thing, and I haven't built a chassis since, and I'm kind of itching to, but I got too many projects and irons in the fire to start another one. Well, you got one? Okay. Would you rather buy Royal Purple oil 540 or Shell Rotella 540 or Valvoline 1040? I don't know. Oil is not oil, but it is. Royal Purple, probably out of those, are one of the best, I would imagine. But I try to use Amsoil in everything because Amsoil has the most resources if you want to read about their testing. I feel like they do more due diligence on their oil than anybody else in the market. So if you want to prove that Amsoil is better, I feel like they have enough, documentation where you could do that. So of those 3 brands, I would think Royal Purple would be the best. Have you put a 420 in a mini bike? Yes, and we're selling it. We sold it. It's gone. Go ahead.
What's the best mini bike for a bigger guy?
I think the Coleman is, but you have to spend several $100s to make it that. You can't just get it out of the box. The B200 RSV, like our lift kit, our bushings, and then a bigger set of rear shocks and redo the front forks like and preload the spring like an inch and a quarter. And it's really good it's very comfortable. Or an MB200 is a cheaper option. The frame is stronger on the Coleman by far. So I would say go with Coleman if you can afford the extra, or if you can find a used one, and make up for the performance parts and stuff, or the upgrades. But Coleman's the best. MB200 second. You got another one? You always look like you have. I got plenty. I'm just saying.
What's your honest opinion on the Rizzler e-bike?
It is amazing. That thing, we got it, and I'm like, this bike's tiny because we're partnered with Electro & Co., and we don't want to talk trash about them, but if there's a trashy product, we just don't show it on our channel. That's the truth with how I do things. Can you remember anything I've had to show that I really wasn't excited about? A V-twin once, and I literally basically said, do not buy that. It was a Leaf-N V-twin, and it was awful. And the company was angry with how I did the video. And I'm like, the engine sucked. What do you want me to do? I can't make the engine better. Like, it was trash. Everything about it was garbage. The Rizzler mini bike is an awesome, like, if you want an electric mini bike, it is by far, you're not going to be able to compete with it. With the Coleman, the Ego, there's a Candy one. They're not even on the same level as that Rizzler. And then you can upgrade it. That's what I like about Electro & Co. They're not like, if you buy a Coleman e-bike, you're stuck with that e-bike until someone makes a kit to overvolt it and stuff, which I doubt anybody's going to. But Rizzler does a lot of work to build. We're about to upgrade our 8 kilowatt one to 13 kilowatts in the next video. I can't imagine that thing at 13 kilowatts. It's already a monster for a small mini bike. But yeah, Miss Redbeard wrote it down to the mailbox and to do some pictures and stuff. It's a fun bike. It really is. And you can fit it in literally any vehicle you got. No matter, if you drive a smart car, you could probably fit that thing in a smart car. How do you balance work and home life when you're busy? I don't talk to my family. No. It's never not been busy with this career. This is the hardest I've worked at any job I've ever had. And it's different because it's your own thing. So you're able to pour your heart and soul into it, where at a job you might pour your efforts into it, but it doesn't have your full undivided attention. So I used to not do very well at it. It was very stressful in the beginning. I had to find out, I had like a mental breakdown back in the day over it. Do you remember that? Yeah, you remember it. But it literally, like, I was so overwhelmed. This was years and years ago, probably 6 years ago or 7. But I've learned to, so I've still not mastered it. It's the hardest thing. It's a good question, by the way.
I feel like just being a small business owner, though,
Yeah.
at some point you have to invest more time into it to get it going.
Yeah, there's no way you're going to build a business for yourself and not, your family's not going to not have to sacrifice. I mean, that's just, but I can say, proudly say in the last several years, I haven't, it's rare, ultra rare that I miss a game or an event in my kid's life because I can work late if I want to. I can be out here at 11:40 on a Sunday making a live stream if I need to. I can make my own schedule work. So if I want to stay up late and sleep in the morning, I can. I just need to make up for that by working later in the evening. So I've done it by just delegating my work to different times, I guess. There's sometimes there was a stretch that I couldn't sleep. I'd be out here at 3 a.m. when everybody else was asleep trying to work, and then I'd sleep in while they're at school. You know what I mean? Like you trying to get it to work right. But the biggest thing I struggle with in this whole career is one, negative comments. I don't care how strong or bad of a man you think you are, comments get to you, and people are just evil sacks of garbage that have nothing going on in their life and want to drag you down for anything positive you have. Not everybody, but a lot of people though, especially on Facebook. Facebook's the worst. The hardest thing that I struggle with is I don't like reading comments, and I apologize for not reading comments a lot because I don't like to see negativity. And when it's about everything I just like poured my heart into, and then people just run it through the mud, it gets you. You can read 10 good comments and one will throw you off. But the biggest thing I struggle with is my life with God. Like I struggle with that a lot. I think a lot of God and stuff, but I'm not giving him my time and attention like I should. And I've always said, like, if you don't do right with what God's blessed you with, then he's not going to bless you with more because you can't handle what he's given you. And I struggle with that for the last several months. I've noticed that this week was like, it was the worst work, best outcome, if that makes any sense. We're not going to go into details because it's our personal life, but it was a very good, very bad week. And I noticed during the very good, I hadn't talked to God in like 3 days. You know what I mean? Other than praying when I go to sleep and praying when I eat or something, which that's not time with God that I need to spend. And God's a big deal with where this is at right now and where my career came from. So that's where I struggle the most. I don't think I struggle with my family much. Would you agree? Family time?
I just think we do a good job of like planning and scheduling and knowing what everybody's doing at every point of the day. Yeah,
because Miss Redbeard has to tell me 15 times what the plan is. Still not listening, but it's not that I'm not listening. I'm literally thinking about stuff no matter what. If I'm watching a show, I'm thinking about stuff. If I'm scrolling on my phone, work stuff, like how I'm going to achieve the next video or whatever. But car guy Jack said, what negativity could you possibly get? You would be blown away. Scroll through Facebook. On the last 6 shorts on this turbo video, it is insane at what people say. They literally, it doesn't matter at what, I could build stuff to, Lockheed Martin specifications on how they say something should be built. Someone would come in there and try to dog you on anything that they can. And it is, I know it's jealousy and it's people not happy with their life. I just can't imagine shooting. Even before I made content, I wouldn't just go comment on people's stuff, just dragging them through the mud. It makes no sense to me. But it's just the matter, the fact of the world we're in now. But another thing, I don't want to dwell on this too much, but the whole, how do I manage my time? So on a schedule, I try to work 8 to 5-ish every day. That's Monday through Saturday. Of course, we have ball games and stuff. Sometimes I have to come back out here afterwards, but it's not like, where's dad all the time. My kids know where I'm at. I'm always able for them to talk to me. And another thing is I work from home and I work with my wife every day. I probably have the strongest marriage I could possibly ask for, unless she's got an attitude. But I'm serious. We've been married 19 years. We've been married since we was 18. Got together when we was 17. but we're with each other every day, so you'd think we'd fight a lot, but we don't. I mean, it's rare if we do fight, and I always win. So she really should just stop when she's, but, so it's not like I'm out building a construction company where dad's not home. Dad's always home, whether I'm filming. I can see my son open the curtains to see if I'm filming, and I'll stop filming if I know something went on that day that he wants to talk to me about or something. And so it's a different dynamic than another job. And it's a very big blessing. I can't imagine now, like I see people having to go to a 9 to 5. I can't imagine that at this point in my life. Hope I never have to do that again in my life.
I remember those days, and they're like literally the worst days.
Yeah. Becca, we would talk. We've always been a marriage where even in our bad times, like before God came into my life, is what I mean by that, is we would still talk all through the day, communicate, like phone calls, texts all through the day, and her at home and we was on a tight budget, so it wasn't like she'd just go run the roads all the time. And Grayson would be playing with his cars in the window when I get home and stuff, waiting on me at 5. And back then I'd have to work to 7, every night. But, yeah.
Some guy said, "Can you please stop talking and answer our question?"
Yeah, someone like this dude, this D-bag, said, "Can you please stop talking and answer our questions?" I'm going to make sure, remember that name and never answer that guy's questions ever. But it's like, what sucks about it is everybody wants to use you like you're a public service worker. You guys get free content without having to spend. It's awesome if you do support our channel by buying parts and stuff like that and donating on these live streams. But we never ask you to, like we ask you to buy parts, of course. If you need parts, buy parts from us if we got something you need. But it's like people treat you like you are their servant and they're paying your salary. You know what I mean? Their 3 views they've given you has bought all this, so you owe it to them. It's so crazy.
Really, you only get paid per 1,000 views.
Per 1,000 view.
You
And
1,000 times, then you're not donating 20 cents.
Well, it's several dollars, but when I leave the internet, you'll never know. I won't announce it, and I'll just be gone one day. That's my dream, is one day just to disappear from the internet and never be heard from again. It'll happen one of these days. There'll be no more Redbeard new stuff. There'll be all the old crap. I've said that forever. Like that's going to be my exit plan, just disappear. Okay.
What would my max RPMs on a Predator 420 with a stage 5 kit be?
I don't know, 9, probably 8 or 9. Probably. Someone's asking if there's any aftermarket support for the 79cc. The only thing is a billet flywheel. ARC makes a billet flywheel, and it's very expensive. It's more expensive than a 212 flywheel and half size. And the reason why it's that expensive is because not a lot of people are buying it. If more people bought it, it'd be cheaper, but no one's gonna support that engine because a fully built 79 is gonna make stock 212 power. So I get this question a lot. Someone says, "Please show us your beard oil collection." I literally don't own a single thing other than some soap, and it ain't even beard soap. It's just what's that brand?
Buff City.
Buff City soap. I wash my
like essential oils and stuff.
Yeah, like I wash my head and beard with it, and then I put conditioner in my beard because the only hair I got. I don't put beard oil.
Good conditioner.
Yeah, we use very good conditioner, but this is baby soft beard right here. This is like mink fur. But my beard is naturally straight, and you can tell because my sideburns are naturally straight. You can't straighten these bad boys. Like, I have a very unique hair style on my face, but I sleep on it, of course, so I wake up sometimes this side's sticking up on my pillow, so I'll have to run a straightener through it to knock it down, but I don't straighten my beard per se. Like, my beard's straight. This is natural straight. I get a lot of questions. People think I spend like an hour on my beard. I don't. 2 minutes, tops. That's it. Yo, can I get a free motor? If you find a free one.
The same guy on here, I think, and he's the one who said, answer our question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's definitely not getting a free motor. I would have gave it to you. like the old parent thing. I was going to give you a free motor until you said that. Why do you use Allen bolts on most of your stuff? I don't know. I like the stainless hardware, and I like button head Allens. I got a pile of them right in front of me. I just like the quality of them. They're just nice bolts, and they don't rust. Our frames stay out in the weather. You've seen them. And it's just, I like stainless a lot, and button heads and socket heads they're real cheap to buy too. Go ahead.
But I wasn't trying to be rude. I said it nicely.
Well, it came off rude, buddy. It's like on Talladega Nights when he's like, with all due respect. That doesn't change the fact of what you say next.
Someone said, please do a mud mower. I feel like you have to do that.
Yeah, we have a mud motor. We have a 420 we're going to do, and then we're going to try to get hooked up with a V-twin kit. Yes, we're doing that very soon. We'll do it next week. We'll pull the boat in here. It's a day project to get that thing running. Mud mower? Oh, I thought you said mud motor. Mower or motor? Mud boat? Mud boats is in the word.
Mower.
Okay, mower. Yes. I don't want to do a racing mower, but I'll do a mud mower.
Not next week, but.
Not next week. No, I got to find a good set of fenders. I want to build a tube chassis for a mud mower. My own tube chassis, but put an old school set of fenders and hood on it. Will there be any giveaway builds? We need to. I mean, I just hate the fact that everybody's giving away something for money now. And it's just like, every time I get on Instagram, it's like, we're giving away this Lambo, buy our shirts. It's constant. And we need to do it. It's a good way to make an income, but we'll try to figure it out. Button heads don't snag either. Also, they're lower profile. You can get an Allen wrench into places on chassis and stuff. I feel like easier than a socket, so that's why we do that.
This guy said, hey, Redbeard, just bought an MSD coil for me. Where do you put the grounding strap?
You bolt it to the coil and then to any spot on the top of the head. Normally, you've taken off your heat shield that was the factory throttle mechanism, and there's a bolt hole right beside the valve cover, and you can put it there. You're just grounding it to the head, to the coil, and it equalizes the grounding through it. Someone said, what dual argon regulator do you recommend? I just use a dual. I went on Amazon, found the cheapest dual. I don't even think. So you can run a dual one if you run it off the same tank. I don't run it off the same tank anymore. I keep a smaller tank on the side of my table that I can control the argon separately, but the dual one I do have is from Amazon. I mean, as long as they don't leak, they're fine. Turn them, make sure to turn your tank off when you're done welding. Don't leave them on, and they're great.
Brent said, can I send you my broken motor?
I don't want it right now. We got a lot of stuff going on. That guy said, wait, so can I get a motor? No. No free motors here. Does it help to remove the restrictor from plug boot? Restrictor from plug boot. Oh, no, I don't think so. I think I know what you're talking about, but no. What was you going to say?
You don't have one on anything?
What?
I don't know.
What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, woman? What are you talking about?
Are you talking about the coil still?
Yeah, you're talking about a stock coil. I'm assuming. Okay. This guy's.
Do you like dirt kart racing?
I've never watched it.
Dying, no.
I never have watched it. Dirt track racing, that's a good redneck time right there. We have a dirt track in our town, and that's a good time to go smell some race gas and some Marlboro secondhand and eat you some nachos. It's a good time. Get dirt on your eyeballs. We used to do it a lot, and we haven't in a while. A little too hot in the summer to do it, but in the springtime, it's a good time. But dirt kart, I've just never, it's not been around here. I mean, I'm sure there's tracks around here, but not, super local. Okay. You don't have to get a separate argon tank. I just have several tanks, and it's easier for me to use a separate tank. You're perfectly fine using one tank. That keeps your costs down and stuff. And just go on Amazon. I think I paid like $30 or $40 for a dual argon regulator. Okay, when are you going to do an engine build off against Miss Redbeard? Do you want that smoke? Do you want that smoke?
What did it say?
He said, when are you going to do an engine build off against Miss Redbeard? I said, do you want that smoke?
I feel like I could probably do a few things.
Yeah, she could build an engine
but
with a little guidance, just because she ain't done every little thing. But there's no reason to put her to shame.
I've learned a lot being out here in 10 years.
Yeah, Becca's a very pretty, petite woman, and but she could tear down a Harbor Freight motor in a hot second. She might look like a queen on church day, but you know, you get her out in the garage and she'll grease with the best of them.
I can weld.
She can weld.
Tools.
She knows what most tools are. 20% at least.
We had a little disagreement over
Me telling her several times the difference between quarter, 3/8, and half-inch drive sockets. I need to put a label saying quarter, 3/8
No, I
drive.
know now. You said smallest to biggest.
Yeah.
So I know that now, but I just never.
I even question Lonnie sometimes when I tell him, I'm like, is he going to come back with the right thing? Would it be hard to put a 301 on a CT200U EX frame? No, it should be. It's one of the easier bikes to do it. They said dirt track kart racing is big in Florida. God bless you, Terry, you son of a gun.
He's normally lives on Sunday nights.
Yeah, Sunday is about the only time I go live. If you're trying to catch me, outside, then that's when you catch me outside. This guy says, I'm thinking of building my first engine. I've never had an engine before, debating if I should go with a 420 instead of a 212 due to the cart size, and I want the cart size he wants, and he weighs 250 pounds. A 212 will do more than you think. It's all down to cost. They build exactly the same. A 420 is easier because you got more room to work with and stuff. It's the same process on either engine, so they're going to be the same mechanically to build, but the 212s have more clearance problems, I feel like. But 212 will do a lot. But if you can afford a 420, look at all the pricing and make sure that's what you want to go with. And, you know, that would be the best way to gauge that. One guy said, tool-wise, how much stuff do y'all get name brand versus cheap like Harbor Freight? Most of our stuff is Harbor Freight. I used to buy Milwaukee tools, but then we got sponsored by Harbor Freight. We partnered with them, and they wanted us to try out their Hercules stuff. I mainly use Hercules now. It's that good of stuff, honestly.
And they said, I want to talk about it if you like it.
Yeah, Harbor Freight's a great company to partner with. They've never told me to say a single thing about their products. They've given me thousands of dollars of products, and they've never asked me to do a single thing about it. Like, they don't say make a sponsored video, anything. So if I talk about Harbor Freight stuff, I like it, and I really do. I like their Icon stuff. I think their Pittsburgh Steel, it's a Pittsburgh Steel, what is it? It's Quinn. Their Quinn stuff is really good. Like, I don't think most people should have to buy Icon stuff. Their Quinn's great. But name brand, there's not a lot that I buy name brand anymore. You boys at China, they got me by the heart. You know what I mean? I'd be pumping it out. Is Hercules better than Bauer? Yes, 100%. Favorite rock band? What's hot button issue? What are we talking? We talking 90s rock? We talking classic rock? Classic rock would probably be, even though I'm a Christian, you know, is AC/DC. I used to listen to so much in high school. AC/DC and Leonard Skinner. I'm telling you, listen to them all the time. But AC/DC was probably one of my favorites. And Metallica, I loved Metallica. It's hard to pick. I would say, I mean, classic rock, AC/DC. I guess you'd probably almost consider Metallica classic rock now. But I really like Metallica. But yeah, Aerosmith, I listen to them a lot. Basically, all the major classic rocks is what we listened to in high school. And I like rap because I like systems. I really like systems. I put a big system in my Excursion. It's the biggest system I've ever owned, and I love it. Becca does not love it, so I turn it down when she's in there.
I hate it. It's just, my ears.
Sometimes I'll look over there and she's in the car ride, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to put you through this while we're driving. Do you love Tool? Yes, I love Tool. Yes, I do love Tools. You can tell. Led Zeppelin, yeah.
Probably already gone because you. Steve said, "Thanks for all the info. Have a great night."
Thank you,
Number
Steve.
1 in the chat.
Thank you, Steve. I'll kiss you on the mouth if he's here. But
How big is your shop?
It's,
2, Luke wants to know that.
Luke, my shop is a 28 by 60. Too small for what we're doing because we have crammed every nook and cranny of this thing. We have one bay for buggies, one bay for mini bikes, and I use this as a workbench half the time. But we're about to build our house. I'll probably document our house build after it's built, most likely. And then this garage will eventually turn into our house garage, and I'm gonna build a 60 by 100 shop down in the field, and we're gonna make a mega freaking shop where we can stay. Most of the time, a buggy or a chassis gets put on the back burner because of the size of my shop. Because I'll be like, oh, I'm waiting on this. I'll push it outside, something else comes in, and we can't just pull it right back in. You have to be selective of what you pull in here and stay in here. You know what I mean? It's very hard to manage that. Someone asked how many acres we have. Almost 15. It's like 14.3 or 14.4 acres. We got basically half is woods, half is field. So yeah.
Is a PZ 27 carb good for a 212 Predator with 18-pound springs?
Yeah, that'll be all right. Yeah. Someone said, God bless Ozzy.
Aldi?
Ozzy Osbourne. I didn't listen to, I mean, of course, you know, there's songs, iconic songs that I've listened, but I was never like a huge Ozzy fan, like, did not like him. I'm just saying I liked his popular songs, but I didn't listen to him a crazy amount. I'm working out a 12 by 16 shed. Well, when we started this, we had a 21 by 21 carport. When I bought the house, it was a carport. Then we framed it in and made it a garage. And then it was just a stick frame garage forever, like in the dry. But then we added on 25 by 21 on the back of it. Took the back wall out. Then we outgrew that. And then we moved into this. And at first I was like, there's no way I'll ever need more room. But what changed was the equipment I got. It wasn't like our builds outgrew it, it's our equipment outgrew it, which is a good problem to have. And Randy said I had nothing to do with that system. Because
Randy, I know that you just encourage him all the time.
He was trying to get me to get a bigger amp to make it hit harder.
Box sitting over there for another vehicle.
Oh, I still need to router that bad boy. Someone said I have a 15 by 40 pole barn as well. Well, that's what you should be making into the shop right there. The only thing that screws me on this garage, not on buggies, but on cars, like if I wanted to work on my Excursion or something, is the 28. The 28 is what sucks. Like John's garage on Cars and Cameras, his is a 60, same length as mine, but by 40. You gotta think he has 12 more feet, which is huge. I mean, that middle of that space in between the garage door to middle is 12 feet. So it has that way. That's huge compared to this. But we had to work with what we got because we bought this as a pole barn on this property and we concreted it, framed up the walls and stuff. We built this ourselves. Me and Becca was out here. My brother helped us. Randy helped us. Randy Baker in the comments, he came down and helped us. Chris Schmidt, Lonnie, Braxton. A lot of people helped us make this dream a reality. And I don't know how we did it. Like, it was honestly the work of God. No joke, because we had $20,000 of the loan left over because we got the loan out to buy the property and we got an extra 20 grand. That's all they would loan on it at the time. Now this land's worth way more, but we had 20 grand. Our concrete was 10 grand. So my father-in-law was like, maybe you could do more of a loan. And I was like, no, there's only 20 grand left. So we spent 10 grand on the concrete, left us 10 grand. The lumber, this was when COVID happened. So lumber was 4 times its, like literally went up. A sheet of plywood was almost $40, up from like $8 a sheet. So we would put about $1,000 a week to $1,500 a week. And I don't know where that money came from, honestly. Like looking back. No, not when we built the place we didn't. The apartment we did. Like, I don't know how I built this place. Like, we was getting sponsors and stuff, sponsor deals that was paying for videos, but our views was running down because that's when our channel took a hit, was when we built this shop, because 50% of the content was on the shop, 50% was on builds, and our builds wasn't that crazy because we was focused on, we had a hectic life trying to get this shop done. So our content quality went down in our viewers' eyes because we wasn't doing crazy builds. We was doing easy stuff to get it done to get you guys content. And so when we was said and done, we sold our house to build our house, and then basically was like, okay, we're going to make a studio apartment and basically live out of it. So everything was paid for at that point. Not we owed on the property, but I'm saying then we had to use credit cards to do the thing, the apartment, and then we paid those off. And then, but I just don't understand how we did it because this had to cost another 40 grand. I'm saying we paid out of pocket cash 40 grand, and I don't know where it came from. Was we selling drugs? I don't know. No.
Okay.
It's just, but no, it's just like, it's crazy. Someone said, can we do a shop tour? Not tonight, but we'll do a shop tour on the next live stream. So I think that's a good stopping point because we've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. We normally keep these hour to an hour and a half. And we appreciate everybody hanging out on TikTok and YouTube. We'll do the same thing next Sunday. I did forget this week to do Ask Me Anything on Friday, so we're probably going to do that on Tuesday or so because we're trying to buy some time for content. And people seem to like those for the most part. So look out for that. And, okay, Ashley's asked this question, and they're the number one, so I'm going to answer it. Have the 196 clone, old engine builder, strip side cover bolts out and they put a helicoil in and tapped hole stripped. What do I do? So Ashley's saying the tapped hole stripped for the helicoil. I don't know. You can about tap it just for a bigger bolt size. Look at whatever bolt will fit it and tap it for that. That's what I would do probably instead of keep adding or have a shop welded up, TIG welded up and then re-drill it and tap it using the side cover as a guide. That's probably what I would do. But we got a big week ahead of us. I appreciate everybody watching. J Fat Chop, I don't know your name, Road Performance. I appreciate you. I see the star beside your name, and we didn't see it earlier because comments come through. You got to think I'm on a phone screen, so it's real easy to miss them. But I really appreciate the kind words and everybody hanging out with us. We'll do this next Friday. We'll do an Ask Me Anything. We got more turbo videos coming out this week. And more Rizzler content, more all kinds of stuff. We're working on it. Trust me, we're not being lazy here. So we love you guys, and good night, and have a great, safe week, and God bless.